when I have either the cross wrist and elbow or the 2-on-1, usually, if I've got the 2-on-1 here, usually I'm going to go this direction and tilt him up like this. But I don't have to. Guys are getting more sophisticated with their defense now, so they know if I've got this, I'm probably going to tilt him this way. So they might sink a hip or stick a leg in there or turn their body in some way that makes it tough. So what we're going to do instead is pull the guy the other direction. We're going to end up in the exact same position, but we're going to get there through a different route. And it's going to look a lot like a crab ride. If you're doing a crab ride, you might jump across, pull the guy back here, and start to work. It's going to be a very similar motion to that, only we're going to have different things with our hands. So let's say I've got the 2-on-1 here, and I can't take him this way. That's all right. What I'm going to do now is jump to the other side. I was over here, and then I jumped this way, and I'm going to pull him back into this position. Now, I'm not going to stay here, obviously, because he's on top of me. And I'm not going to try to tilt him like this with my arm on the wrong side, because I don't really have a lot here. I'm not going to be able to get him into that position. So what I'm going to do is when I pull him back, I'm going to rotate his body. So it looks like I'm taking him one way, but I'm really taking him the same way that I was before. So if I do it once, I jump sides here, pull him back, and then rotate. We're in the exact same position we were in before. We just took a little different route to get there. And I like to do this one with the 2-on-1. If you watch my left hand, and coach could feel, that was giving a lot of the pressure to turn. So I've got my 2-on-1 here, jump to the side, pull him back, watch my left hand, turns into the side right here. All right, coach, face this wall now. We'll do this all 4 directions so you can see what I'm doing better. Okay, 2-on-1, jump to the side, pull him back, rotate. Let me do it one more time from that end. I feel like I get a real good view of what I was doing with my hands. So I've got the 2-on-1. I jump to the side here. I'm blocking his knee, pull him back. Right here is when I rotate him to the other side. Elevate, squeeze. All right, now facing the other direction. 2-on-1. Now you can see what I'm doing with my knee better. Block right here, pull him back, rotate. Suck it in. All right, last one, let's face him the other way. Okay, I've got the 2-on-1, jump aside, pull him back, rotate him to the other side. We started with the cross wrist elbow, went to the 2-on-1 for a couple. Now we're going to go back to the cross wrist elbow. We're still going to do pretty much the same thing, only we'll throw a little variation into it as well. So we're going to do 2 things here. First one, I've just got the wrist here, and I'm not really able to get in here. He's stopping me somehow. That's all right. Just grab this elbow, hang on for dear life, and do the same thing. And rotate him through. Now, when we rotate the guy through with the first one, we've got a lot of control in there with this arm that's inside. We can kind of push it. You have got to get a death grip on this elbow in order to take him through. So I'm not just kind of hanging on to it. I'm like getting in here in the crook of his elbow and hanging on tight. So that when I jump sides, pull him back, I have a way to rotate him through and hold him here tightly. So don't get loose on that or this won't work. So that's just a point to be made. The second point is here, what you can do if the guy's flattened out on you, okay? Either a 2-on-1 or the elbow. So we'll start with the 2-on-1. I've got him in here. It's hard to tilt the guy like this because he's flat. So I've got him down here. All I'm going to do is I'm going to jump to the side and I'm going to start running up towards the shoulder. And when I get to here, I'm going to rotate him through. Okay, watch closely on this.
There's a lot of pressure on this shoulder.
He's flat. Again, it's kind of like a leverage. I'm running this direction right here. So I've got this 2-on-1 here. I'm lifting up hard on it. And I'm push, 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 push. right here. See this position? And then I'm pulling them up over, rotating it through. You can do the same thing with the elbow and the wrist. And frankly, I see it almost more when the guy's flat with the elbow and wrist. Because what you can do, I've got his wrist here, is you can lift this up. Lift up on the elbow. So I've got it right here, and I start going this way, and I lift it up. And once I get to here, I need to take him all the way through and elevate. It may take you a little while to get comfortable with this motion, but you can get good at this in terms of really tough wrestling. Right here. So I'm lifting. Probably not going to be able to hold him here. If you can, great, get your points. Otherwise, take him through. Most of the tilts that we're doing today all start from this position. You're on top, you chop, and get a wrist. Most of what we've done starts here, and we're going to stay there the rest of the time here. But we've got one more I want to show, kind of a similar tilt to what we've been doing, and then we'll move on. A lot of you guys have probably seen this. Central Dauphin High School, this is their tilt. Anybody who's watched them wrestle knows what I'm about to do here. All right, so roll through tilt. I will say that you see the stuff we've done first at higher levels, more than what I'm about to show you. But there's some wrestlers that wrestle NCAA tournament, All-American, that are very good at this. So if it's something that works for you, absolutely, put it in your repertoire. For me, I prefer the stuff we've done previously. But, again, there's a team in this district that's having a lot of success with this tilt right here. So I start, get the tilt here, get the wrist. Okay, here's the thing that a lot of people miss. Their elbow. My left elbow needs to come inside his leg. Right here. If I try to do it just here, I don't have as much force, and I'm not loading them up as well. So right here, elbow inside. And that gets my head where it needs to be, because I'm coming underneath here. So elbow inside, I'm going to roll underneath. Walk my hips up here. Now, where I see people get hung up on this is their hips don't swing around soon enough. That's why I like what we did before. When I just do the basic tilt here, my hips are tight, 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 tight the whole time. When I roll through, I would get a little separation on the hips. So when I take them over, I have to run around real quick. So I bring it in here, elbow, come underneath. Right here. See where my hips are? They're away. So I got to walk them up. Right here. When you get pretty competent with this, you'll instinctively swing those hips around. So watch my legs. Okay, it looked like my hips stayed in pretty constant contact the whole time. And it was close, but I had to change my feet around and swing them around. Okay, we'll face this way now. Okay, got the arm, elbow comes inside. I swing around underneath, bring my hips tight, elevate the leg right here. Okay, facing the other direction. Okay. Cross wrist, elbow comes underneath. I come out the front here, and I dive underneath. I can't stay up here and roll the guy. I've got to get down under here. Take him through, elevate the hips. Okay, one more time facing the wall, opposite here. This way, right here. Okay, got it here. Elbow comes inside. From underneath, walk the hips. Last point I want to make on this. When I go underneath, I have to go hard. Just this way. When I roll the guy, I've got to really commit to it. Take it back over. My head's up in here when I take him over. And I can push this arm into his stomach. Head comes underneath, throw this leg over, pull, switch. Switch your hips. Okay, cross wrist. Trap the arm, get the cross wrist, break the guy down, bump him down. Once I bump him down, if he's flat, hang on to the wrist, but jump to the side. Okay, so I've got his wrist, my shoulder is right here, I'm on my toes. He tries to come up. I've got pressure. We've got two things we can do from here. First one's real simple. We're just going to lift his leg, step through, and turn. So right here, pressure. Notice I'm on my toes. The only thing in contact with him is my shoulder right here. This doesn't feel very good. Right here. Then, lift above the knee, lift it up, and step through. Step through, rotate towards his head, come across his face. He's going to be turning into me. I'm going to hold him here. If he turns away, he's not going to turn. Yeah. One more time. Here, face this way. Okay, got the wrist here. I jump to the side, on my toes, reach in above the knee. I like to bring my knee up here so I have a base to lift. So pressure, above the knee, lift, step through, hook. Keep your head and chest up, rotate towards his head to keep him on his back. Foot goes to the sky. One more time, face this way. Same way. Okay, cross wrist, out to the side, above the knee, lift, step through, come across the face. Heel that's hooked goes toward the sky, circle towards his head. He knows that we're trying. He's going to bury the near hip. Okay, so I flatten him out, I get the cross wrist here, I jump sides, I'm trying to lift, lift, lift. Okay, he's burying the hip. I can't do anything here with lifting. So we're going to hit a different kind of tilt here. A lot of people call this a Torella, after Mark Torella, three-time national champ from Michigan. Okay, I can't lift. So I'm just going to come up underneath the waist, between his legs, grab his wrist. Some people call this a lot of different things. I don't care what you call it. Just between his legs, get his wrist. Okay, he's going to belly out on me now. I've got this, and I'm going to come underneath his arm right here. Only this far. Don't come in here like this. I lose all my power. Because I want my elbow digging into his kidney. So I've got between his legs, come underneath right here, and I'm not going to pull him straight back. I'm going to take him up and towards his shoulder and load him into my hips. My knee is right up against his hip, so he can't go anywhere here. I'm going to step up, pull him towards his shoulder, into my lap. Right here. Now, elevate the toe, squeeze. He turns away. I've got this. He turns into me. Straight away, towards, right here. Got it. Here. Right now, face down. Okay, cross wrist, buries his hip, come underneath, grab the wrist. He's probably going to belly down on me now. Come in between his arm and his body, just to your wrist. On my knee, right next to his hip. On my foot, I'm going to drive him forward. Pull it real tight. He turns away from me, I pull. He turns into me, I can sit up and push into it. He turns away, right here.